Hi, I'm Henry Evans, Managing Partner of Dynamic Results and author of the best-selling book, Winning with Accountability, The Secret Language of High-Performing Organizations. You may already know that we're on a mission to eradicate excuses in the workplace. What are the 3 excuses that you personally use most often? The first step to eradicating excuses in the workplace is to move away from the easy work of recognizing when other people around us are giving excuses and doing the more difficult and impactful work of recognizing when we ourselves are using excuses and replacing those. Here are some of the ones I use when I don't come through for my team members. I'm likely to say something like, well, I was on travel. Or I'll say, yesterday was too busy. These are not explanations, which we really do encourage. They're excuses, which we are on a mission, as I said, to eradicate. See, we think that I've got the same amount of time as everybody else on my team. So if I was on travel, that's not an explanation. I still had 24 hours a day, and I still have 365 days of those in a year. We can't cover our entire method for how you eradicate excuses in a 2-minute video, but we can give you the high points right now and give you some of the big chunks. For instance, we think you can eradicate excuses with your team in 3 easy steps. The first one is to identify the excuse. So using my example, I was on travel, hearing that and recognizing it as an excuse and not as an explanation. That's step 1. Step 2 would be to replace that excuse with a solid explanation. So I might say something like, instead of I was on travel, you know what, I didn't make it a priority yesterday as I should have. Step 3 is to state your call to action. This is what you're actually going to do, because people didn't come to you to hear why you haven't kept your commitment. They came to you to hear when you will. So now I say something like, you will see this in your inbox by 10 a.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. So the first time, let's look at my first excuse. I said I was on travel. As we said, that's not accountable. A more accountable replacement set of language might sound like this. I'm sorry I didn't keep the commitment as I said I would. I didn't make it a priority while I was on travel, but I'm going to complete this and send you an Excel spreadsheet via email by 10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. So now what do? You can start by right now, write down the 3 excuses that you personally use most often. Write them on 3 separate lines, and next to those, write down accountable language you could use to replace those excuses when you catch yourself using them. So you're saying something like, instead of, I was too busy yesterday, you know what, I didn't make this important yesterday and I'm making it important right now. You'll see it by 3 p.m. You can use this video, as you can all our others, in a team meeting to kick off a conversation about excuses, and you can then make operating agreements on what kind of language your team is going to use to replace the excuses you use most often. I can tell you, working in different organizations around the world, the excuses sound different in different organizations, but every organization, every team has them. In the upcoming months, we're going to talk about other aspects of eradicating excuses, like what is the difference between an explanation and an excuse, and how do you hear those clearly? We're also going to be talking to you about ways of making more accountable commitments. So what does that language sound like? Lastly, you can expect to see some new ideas from us around what the moments you can demonstrate leadership in look like and what you can do in those moments. As always, we appreciate your attention, and I look forward to my next interaction with you.